Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching my channel. I'm Rhonda, and you're watching Keeping It Real Country Cooking. Thanks again and again and again and again. I really do appreciate it. I tested out a recipe yesterday for some rolls. They're crusty. It's kind of like a French bread type situation, but better. And guess what? You don't even have to knead this dough. The only thing you need is some bread flour, okay? You can get a whole 5-pound bag of this bread flour for $3. So, you got to have bread flour for this recipe. I'm not sure how all-purpose flour would work out because this flour here has got about 4 grams of protein per, fourth of a cup? Something like that. But, this is for a sturdy bread, and it is wonderful. And if you got, the first rise is 30 minutes, second rise is 30 minutes. The third rise, we're going to form our dough balls, or our whatever shape you want it to be in, loaf, rolls, whatever. You form that, and you got to let that rise. So about hour and a half or a little more. And you got some delicious bread. And then you got to bake it, of course. So 2 hours? And it's wonderful. You just got to have a plastic container with a lid, okay? Because once we get our shaggy dough formed, we got to put it in there and let it rise. And I put mine out here on the back porch since I got a lid on it because it's hot out there, okay? So, we need 2.5 cups of bread flour. 2.5 cups, okay? So, that's what I've got going on here. Let me see if I can get y'all where you can see it. So, we got to have 2.5 cups of bread flour here, all right? Then you need 1 teaspoon of salt. Whatever salt that you've got is fine, okay? Set that aside. All right, 1 cup of warm water, and mine's probably not warm anymore. 1 cup of warm water, okay? Then you've got to have, I put just a little teaspoon of sugar in there to help start the yeast feeding. They love sugar. So that's 1 cup of warm water, a teaspoon of sugar, okay? And you got to have 1/2 teaspoon of yeast. It doesn't matter what kind of yeast you use. I used this Rapid Rise, okay? That's what I used this time. So, you can use that. So, we've got a cup of warm water, a 1/2 teaspoon of yeast, a teaspoon of sugar in here. In this bowl, we got 2.5 cups of bread flour and a teaspoon of salt. In this bowl here, I got just a little bit of olive oil. Okay, now here we go. All right. Let me see if I can get y'all going here. All right. I'm going to make me a little well here for a minute. Okay. And I'm going to start pouring this mixture in. Well, actually, I'm going to pour it all in. How about that? And I'm going to try to get what I can out of here. That foaminess. Got to have that. Alrighty. Now, we're going to mix this. You don't have to pre-sift this. I always just take a whisk and just go through my flour, you know. And it's going to form a bit of a shaggy dough. I mean, you don't want to add no more flour than you have to. Now, like I said, certain days, flour is not going to absorb as much liquid as it would on another day. We know that. Depends on what the where you live and the humidity and all that kind of thing. Okay? Oh, and in that water also, I put a couple of teaspoons of olive oil. So don't forget that. So the cup of warm water, a half teaspoon of yeast, a teaspoon of sugar, and about 2 teaspoons of good olive oil. All right. Now, once you get that going, you want to wet your hands with a little bit of water. Just wet your fingertips like this and just try to get this dough together. It's not, you don't really have to knead it. We're just trying to get this shaggy dough together. So just wet your fingertips, okay? And just try to get it all incorporated. And then once you get it incorporated, just kind of wet your fingers again. Just kind of fold the dough inside itself, like. Kind of fold it in, press. Fold it in and press. See what I'm doing? And just do that for a minute. Fold it in and press. All right. All right. All right. Let me rinse my hands off. Now we would consider this part being the seam, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bowl and I'm going to take this paper towel and kind of just get olive oil all over it so it won't stick. Okay? Just kind of grease it. You can use butter, whatever. Whatever you got, just use it. And then we're going to just flop it in there. Okay? Alright. Now, I'm just dabbing some of that olive oil on there. Just, you know, keep it moist. All right, now I'm gonna put the lid on here. And my name is on that lid, y'all, because I, when I cook for Randy's daddy, I have to put my name on my dishes because he gets food from other places. And if you don't put your name on it, you might not get your bowl back. So I'm gonna sit this outside and I'm going to set my little timer here for 30 minutes, okay? And you wanna have it in a warm place. Stick it in your oven with the light on if you have to, but you want it in a warm spot. Now, did I mention that you need to let your yeast look frothy looking? You know, you got to give it time to proof. Did I tell y'all that? Now, I don't know if I want to make the rolls. I might make a few rolls, but I'm thinking about making a couple of sub rolls. Thinking, you know, I never decide to the last minute to fix us a sub for supper if they're done in time. But we'll see. Okay, so the first 30 minutes is up, okay? And we're gonna do the same thing. gonna dip our fingers in some water, and we're going to take our dough and just fold it over. See, it's risen a great deal out there on that hot back porch. You know, stretch it out, pull it, kind of stretch it out, push it in itself like. And we're kind of redistributing the yeast also. And you just kind of want to do this a couple of times. Just making a smooth surface for the other side. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna let it rise 30 more minutes, okay? And I'm going to put this back out there again. And let it rise 30 more minutes. Set my timer. Okay. Alrighty, see y'all in a bit. Okay, I'm back again. Alright, look at here, y'all. It smells so good. It has doubled in size, or more than doubled in size. And when I tried to decide if I want to do rolls or do a loaf. I do want to make a sub for dinner, and I do want to make a couple of little small rolls, but either way, when you put it on the parchment paper, you've got to preheat your oven, but you've got to have a pan and cover that up when you bake it, okay? And we have to bake it for 30 minutes and then take it off and bake it for 10 more minutes. And that's what the recipe said. So, I'm going to lightly flour my surface, okay? And you don't want to, try not to use a lot of flour, okay? And that's all it is to it, y'all. I mean, really. And it's a beautiful dough. A beautiful dough. So what I want to do, let's see, I'm trying to think. I could probably make us a roll out of these two pieces, and then I could do little small rolls out of here, and we'll try that. And then you want to keep this covered up, okay? So just take a towel and keep that covered up. Can y'all see all right? I hope you can. All right. All right. Now, you want to, let me get my rolling pin. I think I've got one here in my dishwasher. You want to lightly flour your pan, and we're going to roll this out just a little bit. And then we're going to kind of stretch it, okay? And then we're going to roll this up like this, okay? And then we're going to kind of push it in itself like that, you know, like we normally do with a roll, like this. and that's creating the texture for the inside of this roll. And you want to do it until that side is smooth. Okay? Just fold it in itself. It's so easy, y'all. Please make them. You won't regret it. Then you want to pinch that. Okay? And then you want to, don't press it, just with a light hand, just kind of roll it out like that. With a very light hand. And make sure it's, you know, pinched really good on that side. And you can use a little water if you need to. And then just kind of roll it out a little bit. Kind of oblong a little bit. And then we're going to sit it on our parchment paper. And let's try to do this. Alright, kind of stretch it out a little bit. Gonna roll it up. Okay, then we're gonna fold it in itself. And they're gonna probably be different sizes, but that's okay. If you've got a scale, you can measure it, or just, you know, cut them evenly into the sizes that you want. It's fine. And then we're going to roll it out a little bit. All right. I need a little bit of flour on that, don't I? Stretch it out a little bit. Gonna roll it up. And then we're going to fold it in itself. And it might take a couple of minutes to get it going, but you can do it. Just kind of pull it and tuck it. And if it gets where it's hard to deal with, just let it rest, and it'll relax. You want to create that seal on the back of it, and then just roll it out a little bit, and don't put pressure on it. Just, you know, kind of like, you know, barely press it. Okay. And I think we'll make this one a big one. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect because this is homemade, y'all. Okay? It's all homemade. It's fine. I'm just trying to hurry up and get it done so I can fix us something to eat shortly. sure that pan's gonna fit over it. Okay. All right, let's see what I can do with these. I'm gonna let that rest just a second, and I'm gonna work on this one. Because when it gets where it's hard to handle, you just let it rest a minute. And I'm gonna let this rest for just a minute, and then I'm gonna roll it out for a roll. Yeah, it's got to rest a few minutes. Just want it to be a little stubborn. I've worked it too much. Give it about 10 minutes, and it'll be all right. Now you want to take a little water and pinch the seams together, because we created some texture, you know, by rolling it and all that. So just make sure you close it all up, or try to. That's the way I do it. You can do it the way you think would work best, but I'm trying to make a roll. And I'm trying to quit messing with it and let it rest. Now the rolls that we've already done, you want to take some flour make a mess. And put it in a little sieve, and you want to dust flour over it. That's going to help create your little crunchy part. And then once they rise the rest of the way, we're going to take a razor and we're going to split them. But keep them covered up. Okay. I don't know if this has rested enough yet. Probably not. All right, I'm gonna give this about 20 minutes. You wanna, once they start to rise, you know, after you've formed them, you wanna preheat your oven to 425. All right, I think I can roll these, just form these a little bit. For a decent size sub. And then I have to let it rise. It won't take long. All right. Here's the other one. Just gently kind of stretch it. And one of them's probably going to be bigger than the other one, but it's all right. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be able to fit that pan over this. So I'm going to have to cover it with, tint it with some aluminum foil, and that'll work. That's what I did yesterday. It's just that pan, I don't have a pan big enough to cover the entire situation. So I'm gonna let these rise about 20-30 minutes, and then we'll be ready to bake after I cut a slit in them after they rise. Okay, I think they're as fluffy as they're gonna get. I got a clean razor. Okay. And you just want to make a split in it. Okay. Like that. Like that. You don't want but one, really. All right. Okay. I think that's good enough. And, okay, y'all. I got my oven preheated. You want to take several ice cubes. Just throw them in there. And try not to miss like I just did. Okay, like that. I missed, y'all. I can hit the side of a barn, I don't believe. And I'm going to stick these in the oven gently. Don't want to deflate them. And I got to get some foil. And I'm going to put this over it because my pan is not going to be big enough. And I think this will work just fine. It's what I did yesterday. Like that. Okay, 425. I'm going to cook them for about 20 minutes. Let's say 25 minutes. And then I'll come back and check them. Okay? So, keep your fingers crossed. So, I'm still waiting on my bread to cook. And I've got some leftover baked beans that I'm going to reheat from yesterday. And sliced up some onion and tomato, lettuce, and I've got some meat, some luncheon meat, and I'm gonna make us a sandwich. Now I took them out of the oven. If you want them darker, cook it the whole entire time. You know, you want to cook them about 20 minutes and then 10 more minutes. I didn't want them that dark today because I'm making a sandwich out of it, and I didn't want it so hard I couldn't eat it. So this is what they look like, and they're done. But these two, I'm gonna put some cheese on it and re-toast it, and I didn't want to over toast it. Look at there. Smells so good. It's gonna be a good sandwich. And I turned the heat down. I cooked it on 425 for about 15 minutes, and then I turned the heat down to 375 for just a few minutes. Okay, now I want to put some provolone cheese on this thing and put it back in the pan and toast them. They smell so good. I put a little olive oil on top of it. I can't get these things open, save myself, y'all. I haven't eaten all day, and I'm getting a little hungry. Okay. Provolone there. Some provolone there. And I think that's enough. And we'll get a little pan. Hard to find one. And I'm going to stick this here and here. And I'm just going to stick them in the oven long enough to, you know, get it melted. Alrighty. Okay. And like I said, if you want these darker and harder, leave them in, you know, 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes, and they will get crustier. But I didn't want to today because I wanted to make those sub rolls. But what I've got, y'all, I've got some meats, and I don't like putting my tomatoes in the refrigerator, but we still have a few of those little fruit flies hanging out, and I don't like them things. Okay, I'm going to try to assemble these sandwiches. All right, I have some, let's see if I can get this camera straight. I have some turkey, some ham, bologna, some chicken, and some beef. And then I have lettuce and tomato, and lettuce and tomato and onions. And then I mixed up some olive oil with a little bit of vinegar and some Italian seasoning, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. Okay, here we go. Provolone cheese. Put some mayonnaise on it. And we don't like a lot of meat. I don't, and he doesn't either, really. Okay. Just a tad of mustard. Not much. He just come up here and told me he ate a load of candy downstairs. I'm gonna beat him. All right, I'm not gonna put a lot of meat. I'm gonna cut that piece of bologna in half. All right. Some beef. Some people like a lot of meat on their sandwiches. We just don't. If I can get it apart, it'd be nice. There you go. And let's see what I got here. And some of this chicken or ham. I'm not sure. They all look alike to me. Okay. Now, a little bit of salt. I'll put some pepper on it. And some onion, hopefully. Now y'all can make this bread. And like I said, I'll put the recipe in the box and you decide how you want to make it. If you want it more crunchier or harder or browner, cook it a few more minutes. That's all. Let's put that tomato underneath that lettuce, and that way it won't get so soggy. Okay. And I'm gonna just drip a little bit of this on there for him because he's not big on the dressing. I am. He won't like a lot of that. Okay. Put our lettuce on there. And there we go, y'all. Look at that. That's a humdinger right there. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, I like a lot of mayonnaise on my sandwich, so don't give me no grief, y'all. Where's my bologna?
Right there, the bologna section.
I fix his, and then I feel like I have to rush to make mine. I don't know. Did I put the beef on mine? Is that beef? Okay. Is that beef?
Looks like salami.
It ain't salami. I don't know what's what. But it don't matter. I'm hungry, I don't care. This is ham, I think. It don't matter. Okay, now. Some onion. A lot of onion.
Onion. Onion.
I love onions. I ought to just eat an onion sub. And some tomato that Randy got from somebody at church. A lot of pepper. Yep. That was a real good sneeze, honey.
Well, I didn't want to sneeze it all over your food.
And some of this dressing.
It's running all down the bottom of
I don't care. I don't want a lot of lettuce. And let me get a clean plate. I don't know why I didn't make mine on the board like I did yours. And it's dripping. So here we go, y'all. Sub with some baked beans from yesterday. Is it good, really? Well, winner chicken dinner, y'all. Say the blessing. Okay. I don't know if I can get my mouth around this thing. You like it? It's good. It's really good. I will post this in the description. I gotta go take this sweatshirt change. It's hot. Anyway, I will post the description. The recipe under the description, y'all. I'll get it right in a minute. And I hope y'all make this. Randy's leaving me. Where are you going?
Downstairs. Bye.
Y'all know what we watching. American, what is it, honey? American Horror Stories. It's addictive. Love y'all. Please hit the thumbs up button if you like this video and share. And God bless and see you tomorrow.